Alright, so pretend this is a good drawing, because it's really not. These would be the two wings, and this would be the PVC pipe. Now, pretend this is just both of them, okay? So they would be like split somewhere. What I was going to do was put these pieces around here. So those are the pieces. This piece only goes in so far, and then there's another piece in the center there. See? And then these pieces here will have pipe that comes down like this. And then these two pipes will like plug into the harness that's going to be on my back. That way, these wings can't flap. I have enough PVC pipe here that I can do that, because this only needs to get cut off about here. There's not that much that I really need, so that should be fine. We'll see what happens though. So just so you guys can see, you guys probably can't see that well on this, but this is about how it's going to go. There's a huge gap here. I could not get 90-degree curves in this at all. It was physically impossible. I would take right here and I would bend it as hard as I can, and that's what on the other one created the crease right there, the kink in it. So there was nothing I could really do. And right now I have to mark off where I need these to end. Alright, they're not going to be exact, but they'll be good enough. So now we're going to take this down to the bandsaw and cut it. I'm going to do that off camera because I don't want to bring this down there, because this is a lot to move, just to show you how to use a bandsaw. And all you do is push it through the saw. It's not that hard. So here's all of the pieces that you're going to end up with, except one that's in here. So we did the measuring, and two of these specifically together, like perfectly aligned, is about the right size. So I just put one in between. It's really hard to get this one out of here because I kind of banged it in there, so whatever. But I need to glue everything, so we're gonna do that. So this is just Gorilla Glue. I think my Gorilla Glue's all dried up. Alright, so I'm gonna go get a different glue, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put glue inside of here and a little bit around here. Let that drip a little bit inside there, but I'm gonna put this like this and then smash it on as hard as I can until they meet, and then wipe the excess glue off the top. And then you also can sand off Gorilla Glue. That's why I'm using it. So if it seeps out or anything, I can just, sand it off or cut it off. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of this stuff. I'm probably going to also take this tape off of here because I don't need that on there. These are going to go on the bottom side of each of these. Same process. Then these are going to go on the open sides. Same process. I just have to make sure everything stays kind of flat. So I got to be careful of that. Alright, let me just tell you what I did for this, just so you guys know what's going on. Alright, so these are 3/4 inch Schedule 40 PVC. These are probably your best bet. This is kind of heavy. This weighs quite a bit. I can't get an exact reading on it from just holding it, but I would say about 2 pounds, 3 pounds. So that's going to have to be on your back. So if you can't do that, I don't know what to tell you, because the other PVC pipe that you can get might not be strong enough, because this stuff is the thicker walled stuff that is harder to bend. And actually at shorter lengths like this, it's pretty much impossible unless you're like a bodybuilder or something to bend any of this stuff. So just like I showed you guys in my drawing here, this drawing right here before, there is a piece of PVC pipe in between two couplers here, and these couplers are three-way. So there's a piece here that connects these two together. So there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 sides. So that's how those are held together, and I glued those first with regular Gorilla Glue. Okay, I don't think it wants to focus, but whatever, you know what Gorilla Glue is. I also have this clear Gorilla Glue. It's actually not mine, so I'm trying not to use all of it. There's about half left. This, even though there's some at the bottom, it's not coming out very well. It likes to just kind of not like work. It's not as liquidy. It's more hard to get out. Anyway, so here and here I did with regular Gorilla Glue, and these two I did with the clear Gorilla Glue, and this is actually kind of a test to see if both of them are strong enough, like all together, if both of them will hold the same strength or not. I wanted to make sure the Gorilla Glue was on this part for sure, because this is the part that's going to be hanging off my back. So I wanted that to be as stable as possible. These pieces are just going to be holding the wings on it, which, while that's still kind of heavy in itself, the rest of it has to support all of it. So it'll take on more weight than these two just alone. So I just had them as straight as possible. And, well, you can hear that it's doing that. That's because these pieces are bigger than these pieces. So I don't know exactly if they're even or if they're perfectly straight or not, but it's good enough. And then there we go. And so before I do anything, I'm also going to cut this down because it's a little bit longer on one side than the other. I might cut them down way shorter, but I can just do that on a bandsaw. It's no big deal. That's how I cut all this stuff. I measured it up to the wings and marked where I needed it to be, and then cut it. And then I'm just going to be covering it after I'm done. I'm probably going to leave the PVC pipe exposed on the ends because it does, the design's weird. It has this, like, I can't do it, but it has these weird pieces on top of the wings there. And I'm just going to make those red PVC pipe because it's just easier that way. So, I don't know. But yeah, so when I put the wings on here, I'm waiting for these to glue. When I put the wings on here, what I want to do is I want to heat up right here and bend them out a little bit. So I'd like hold it down here and pull this up while I bend it. I don't want to do that now because it's still drying, or the glue is still drying and curing. But I would hold it down and pull this up a little bit while it's still hot right here, because it'll make the wings come out this way a little more. I don't want them to be just straight on my back. I want them to go back a little bit. So I'm going to do that, and this is the back side, so I'll just leave it here like this overnight, and then when I come back to it, I can just blast it with air and pull those pieces up. It's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to give them a slight angle, probably like a 20-30 degree angle, maybe, 20 is probably pushing it, but I'm going to give it a little bit of an angle, and then I'll glue on the wings, and then we can see what it looks like after that. So now we're working on this, and it seems dry enough. I thought it was going to take like a day, but like I can touch where it was glued, like I can feel the glue, and it's dry. So I think this should be fine. Okay, that's bad. I think I just unglued it, is what I did there. This might, yeah, I just unglued it. Yeah, that's like a gel now. Alright, so that was bad. Alright, so right now I'm making a foam ruler. This is a ruler made of foam, if that wasn't obvious. What I'm gonna do with this is figure out exactly what I need on my leg. So I'm gonna be measuring like this around my leg. 19 at the top, about 12.5 on the bottom. I'm gonna go 13 because I want it to be bigger, because that's kind of just how it looks on the design of the character. So I already have a pattern I made. If you don't know how to do this, it's the same thing that I did for the bracers. These. So we need to figure out, this is 19 inches on top, so half of that would be 9.5. So this is actually very close already. Let's make a pattern. Boom, pattern. Alright, I'm not going to use the same piece of foam actually, because, well, I can't get all the pieces I want. I mean, I might be able to get, I'll just do one piece from it since I can do 2 sides. So we're going to cut this out. Oh, and I guess this will show you the correct way to use registration marks, not the way I've been using them. So the way I've been using them, I've just been drawing them on. This is the correct way to use them. So once you do that, you just mark like this. So that little piece, I just color it all in, and now there's marks on it. It's a little hard to see, but focus. There you go. You can see the marks now. So you'll know that all of these are going to match up with the same side. So this is going to be 2 and 1. So, oh, you didn't even see me write that. But, yeah, so now you see over here a 2, and then over here a 1. So, I'm going to do this again, but, oh, it doesn't fit. I thought it was going to fit more than 1 on here. Oh, well. Alright, so now we're done with that. I did screw up a little bit. This one is not correct because, or one of them, I think it's this one. One of them isn't correct. I accidentally used the side with 1 on the right and 2 on the left for this one, even though it's supposed to be the other way around. So these marks won't line up, so this one will be just a little bit more hard to get together, but I'll figure it out as I go along. Anyway, we're going to heat form all of these, and I'm just going to do it like over the table here because why not? The table is a nice curved surface, so whatever. Okay, that didn't work. So I'm just going to hold it closed. Anyway, I'm going to do all these the same way you just saw that one, so there's no reason for me to film this part. So just like all my other stuff, I'm gluing these together with contact cement, which I don't know if I've stated in this part or not, because I'm just going to state it in every part if I can, just in case you watch only this one part. Contact cement is different than regular glue. You don't put it on you don't put it on and then just put the stuff together like you would normal glue. Instead, you wait for it to almost dry, and it'll be like, you can hear it's kind of tacky, but not really. But it's not on my hands at all. That's how you know it's about ready to go. And then once you do that, you can take both pieces and start putting them together. And this is where the registration marks come in. So you can see I'm matching up these 2 marks right here. And then the next 2. And I'll just keep doing that all the way down. Oh, looks like this could use a little tiny bit more time, but you do that all the way down, and then you can use your thumb to like smooth it out or something while you're going. So while you're doing like this, you could be doing this to it so that it stays. When you get down to here, it's a little harder, so you can do it on the table like this and smooth it out with your finger or something as you go along. So do whatever you need to, but for these, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not doing that to side 2. So this is only side 1 that's getting glued. This is because unlike the bracers, these are not going to slip on. That's not going to be possible because a foot is shaped differently than a hand. So I'm not going to be able to just pull these over my legs. That's just not how it works. So I'm leaving the back open, and then I'm going to put Velcro or something. I'll figure that out like in a later video or something. But maybe I waited too long. Oh no. If you waited too long, yeah, I waited too long. So that can happen too. Just redo it. So what I get for talking when I'm trying to do this. Let's check the other one while that dries. Yeah, that one worked out a lot better than the other one did. Anyway, I'm gonna let these dry for a little while and cure. Once they cure, it should be a lot easier to pull them together in the back without them ripping. In fact, they're already starting to want to do that, so that's good. This one's wanting to stay together more when I do that, so I'm gonna let them cure up. And well, not when I bent too much, so there we go. And I'm gonna set these off to the side. So I wanted to show you guys. I wasn't exactly sure with this monstrosity, how I was gonna bend these, because I was gonna put them down like this. As you can see, one is, but I was gonna put them down like this, heat it up, and pull it up here. Well, last night I tried doing that with this one. Apparently the glue wasn't set enough, and it pulled it right out. It like unglued it, like it turned the glue back into liquid. So it's been almost a day, and this one was dry. So I was like, okay, I could feel it. And this one yesterday, well, both of them yesterday, were feeling kind of like jelly or hot glue. Okay, so if you use hot glue, you can kind of feel when it's like sort of warm out. It's not exactly hard. It was kind of like that. So heating it up, apparently with the clear Gorilla Glue, will take it right out. Heating up regular Gorilla Glue doesn't do that. So that's something to be aware of. And then today, I decided to just try it out to see what happens. So I warmed it up and started playing with it, and it started moving on its own without coming out. I was like, okay, that's awesome. So then I set it like this on the table, but with this one off. And I was like, I pushed it down. I was like, oh, it's stretching here, which doesn't really do much to it. It doesn't like make it weaker or anything. I mean, it probably does, but it doesn't make it weak enough to break. So I started doing that, and it bent it down, and I bent it to an angle. So this is not 45 degrees exactly, I don't think. It's probably around 25 to 30 degrees, which is what I wanted. Wow, the battery died again. These are really bad. I think I need new batteries. Anyway, as I was saying, I could measure it out so that I can lift this up, basically is what I was trying to say. So this other piece here, I could lift up to be matching with where the other piece sits on the windowsill. That's basically what I was getting at. Anyway, I also have to put the wings on these when I'm done. So the wing will go on here, like, the wing will go on like that. Oh, I wish you guys could see that better. That is really hard to see, but you can see the wing will fit on there just fine. So, yeah, that'll be fun. Still don't know exactly how I'm gonna glue those on yet. So far, I have this, which, as you can see, is me trying to figure out what glues will work. It's been like a week, so, okay, yep, that is a bad idea. So, on Google, we looked up what could do foam to PVC pipe. It said we could use liquid nails, which is this stuff right here. So, it did say multi-purpose, so it's this exact one. It said the multi-purpose liquid nails, which is what that is. You just saw it, it just snapped right off. This, oh here, this one right here is hot glue with nothing done to the pipe. Peels right off, okay. Now we have hot glue with the pipe where I dremeled off of it so that you can like have an adhering area. Okay, you see that took a lot of force. I think I know what I'm gonna do now.